Not wearing any makeup, but I'm still cute though, so it's okay. Anyway, I wanted to make a video talking about Focusmate. So if you don't know, Focusmate is a program that connects people to do 50-minute co-working sessions together. But it's a little bit more than that. So, Focusmate is a community of people who basically want to leverage the power of human accountability in order to focus. And so what that means is that you can schedule 50-minute blocks. You can't make them shorter or longer. And you have to have your video camera on. And you state what you're working on in the beginning of the meeting. And Focusmate encourages that to be like extremely short and right to the point. And then you both kind of wish each other well on your session. And then at the end of this session, sorry, I have bronchitis. It's like so cute, I know. But anyway, at the end of your session, you let the other person know how it went. Again, super brief, and you sign off. And so, there's like a little chat box that you can use. And there's a very strong community norm around not talking excessively, around keeping your video on, around staying focused, around showing up and not canceling your meetings. So Focusmate is not just a program, it's like a community with all of these norms and values. The other thing is that, so for me, right, I have like all these issues with like time management, which is really a problem with emotion management and like whatever, getting organized, perfectionism, self-doubt, like the whole gamut of all of these issues. So for me, like not wanting to disappoint somebody or cancel on somebody or show up late on somebody is a big deal. Like it's a big motivator for me, and so I show up to all the sessions on time. And then once I'm in the session, it's like, damn, like, okay, we're here, this person's working, and like this thing that I could easily put off, right? It becomes not so easy to put off because I set the intention, showed up for a meeting, there's somebody else here, they're working on what they said they were gonna work on. So it's just like, it's not just a program with a video on. It's like a community, it's norms around how to behave, accounting for everyone's dysfunctions around focus and productivity. And it's like basically through this structure of like scheduling, having to show up, having another person there, and then like being on camera, it takes all of these different levels of like avoidance and overwhelm and anxiety and basically just like, so I hate to say solves it, but kind of, yeah, it solves it for me. And that doesn't mean it's not anxiety provoking. It doesn't mean that I like doing it, but like it's enough. Like that's enough scaffolding, that's enough nudges, that's enough pushing, like between scheduling and not disappointing somebody and having my video on and like having set an intention for what I want to work on. That's enough to like get me to work on something. So I've had 3 sessions. They've all been really great. They've all been with people who have had dozens and dozens of sessions. So some people actually use Focusmate to like do their jobs. So what I mean by that is like they'll schedule like 7 sessions in a day habitually and work 7 hours a day like on Focusmate. So yeah, it's definitely like, you know, there are lots of power users. But like every session I was on, like the person was like, you know, friendly but direct, kept it short, like it just is like very strong norms around that. And you could kind of think of it like, I know this is really offensive, but you could kind of think of it like nobody shows up to an AA meeting with a drink in their hand, you know what I mean? And we're all in this community for a reason. We all have like a variety of different issues with focus, so we treat this block with so much respect. So about the blocks, they're 50 minutes, and the idea is that if you want to schedule back-to-back blocks, then you have 10 minutes to like recuperate and grab something to eat or go to the bathroom, etc. So yeah, it's just so crazy. Like I've had 3 sessions. It's just like completely blown my mind, and like has got me asking all of these questions to myself about myself, and like, you know, the root of these issues, and just like acknowledging like how intense my issues are, because this is something so simple is so helpful to me. And like it kind of makes me wonder, like, if I need to rely so heavily on this, you know, is this tool rehabilitating my root issues? Like, if this tool ever becomes unavailable, like, what am I going to do? All of those things are, like, things I'm thinking about. And I think that there's, like, some legitimate questions there. And then I think that there's, like, kind of like, well, if it helps me and it's there and it's not hurting, you know what I mean? The other thing is that, like, for me personally, the actual work sprints themselves, I have to like caffeine up because I have another Focusmate session in like 7 minutes. So for me personally, doing the actual work is the most aversive, anxiety provoking, overwhelming, like existentially angsty piece of it. So I've been using my Focusmate session, like I've shown up to all my Focusmate sessions like on the dot, not a minute early. Like, and sometimes I like don't know where my mouse is. I haven't pulled up all the documents that I need. If I have a question for my boss, I haven't asked her that yet. I'm having to like text her and Slack her on the Sunday and stuff. And it's not the best use of the session time in my personal case, because for me personally, the work itself is the most aversive part. And so I should save that for the actual Focusmate sprint. Right? Like I can like get organized and like turn on my computer and find my mouse and shit. I don't need like an accountability partner necessarily for all of that. But just having that knowledge then like is making it's motivating me to like actually like go review my different projects and like figure out where I'm gonna get stuck and what the questions are before my scheduled session comes up, so I can make the best use of those 50 minutes. The other thing is like, because work makes me feel this way, and I am, you know, fairly smart and like can get through things quickly if I want to, and if like my brain is awake and like not overwhelmed by overwhelm, then yeah, I mean, part of me is like, damn, I want to like do all this prep work so that I can blast through things during these 50 minutes, because I've been working on something and it's taken me, I'm about to start my third 50-minute session on it. And it's like, you know, I wish I could have gotten it done in one. I probably could not have done that. It probably would have taken 1.5 had I been adequately prepared. But yeah, so it's motivating me to do that. And then my trigger for doing that organizational process is that before I will schedule an actual Focusmate session, because there's a calendar, you pick like a person to schedule with, I'm gonna like force myself to do all that prep work. And it won't even be forcing, because I'm like leveraging like the fact that I like don't like working and like want to knock out stuff in that 50 minutes as quickly as possible. So all the other things I need to do around that to prepare to have the most efficient session possible, they're like, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? So those are all great things, and I'm sure I'll have a lot more thoughts in the future about like what all this means, and like, you know, the implications for like actually solving some of these issues. I suspect that after using Focusmate religiously, I will get at least a little bit better at focusing on my own at least. So I think it's like not just a band-aid. It's like a band-aid and a solution in one. Although I think it's more of a band-aid than a solution. Yeah, but I'm like really excited. I feel like I got married. Seriously, I feel like I got married. Like, this is gonna make such a huge difference for me. And honestly, 50 minutes is not a lot of time. And I looked at my to-do list and I like put everything in like similar categories and looked at those tasks in 50-minute blocks because I know that that's what I can schedule Focusmate sessions for. And some people use Focusmate sessions to like clean their car. Some people use Focusmate sessions to get organized and schedule the Focusmate sessions for their actual to-do list. So it can get really meta, but my point is that like, you know, in George Orwell's book 1984, he talks about how freedom is slavery. And, you know, I don't agree on principle, but for me, like somebody who struggles with all of this shit, and so much of it is, that's my cat, so much of it is subconscious, having too much freedom, flexibility, no deadlines, no schedule, you know, no management, like that is slavery, and it is horrible. And I strive with structure. And so like the rigidity of the program that you have to schedule, that like there are 50-minute blocks, that like, you know, you can't talk, like you'll feel guilty if you don't show up, like that rigidity then gives me some freedom, because then I can like take that rigidity and take everything, this whole like ambiguous puddle of all these things I need to do, and like actually disambiguate them and like actually chunk them into like doable work. But anyway, I have 1 minute till my next session, so I gotta go. Bye.